Hey guys, what's up? It's Looney TNT. So today's video is going to be a Marksmanship Hunter Guide for patch 6.2.3. We're going to go over some very important things. We're going to go for stat priority, we're going to go over rotation. The biggest thing for a Marksmanship Hunter that a lot of people don't talk about is their stat priority. Now, stat priority is one of the most important things for any class, especially in Warlords of Draenor, due to the fact that if I was to switch Beast Mastery and I was trying to keep Marksmanship Hunter secondary stats, I would be garbage. I would not do any damage at all because I didn't have the proper stats. It's just the way the game is. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover the stat priority for the Marksmanship Hunter. So, it's pretty basic. The two main stats that we're looking for is critical strike and multi-strike. Critical strike being number 1, multi-strike being number 2, and then it kind of varies with versatility, mastery, and haste being last. Haste is one of the worst stats for us. Obviously, we have weapon damage and agility above critical strike, but it's kind of obvious. If you look at two weapons, if you look at this weapon that has critical strike and multi-strike, and you look at this one that has critical strike and mastery, obviously the 630 item level is not going to compete with the higher item level. So that's pretty much what you're looking at. You're looking at the higher item level of the agility and the secondary stats, but you're also looking at weapon damage. So just kind of weigh those out. It's pretty much common sense when it comes to that. If it's an upgrade, take it. But what we're going to be looking at is critical strike is our number 1 for a good reason. What we're going to want to do as a Marksmanship Hunter is we're going to want to soft cap at 53% crit. I'm not by there yet because I'm a normal raider. I'm just moving up to heroic. Once I get my heroic gear, maybe possibly I can get those with some gear switches and things, but my goal is 53% crit. The reason I want 53% crit, let me show you my stats here. I'm at 27, so I'm way below. The reason I'm going to want this is because we actually have an ability called Careful Aim. Careful Aim is an ability that increases critical strike chance of your steady shot, focus shot, and your aim shot. Aim shot is what we're looking for, by 50% on the target when it is above 80%. So this is huge when our rapid fire is up. So when our rapid fire is up, which it usually is in the beginning of the fight when everybody pops what they have in the beginning, depending on the fight, usually you're popping all your personals anyway, rapid fire is going to give me 50% extra crit. That is huge. The reason we're going with 53% rather than 50% is because when you're in raid encounters, bosses have a like a 3% suppression on your stats, so negative 3% crit. So that's why we're looking at 53. So that's our goal. Our goal is to get that. So our aimed shots are 100% always crits when we cast it. When our rapid fire is up, and our the boss is above 80%. Once it goes below 80%. It's still 53% crit is still an amazing thing to have because your aim shots, depending on if you have your 4 set or just regular, whenever those crit, it's going to help you out tons. Multi-strike is just multi-strike, but number 1 is crit, multi-strike being number 2. So those are pretty much what I want for stat priority. So let's talk about the Marksmanship rotation. It's very simple. It's more of a priority system rather than a strict 1-2-3, 1-2-3 rotation. What I want to do is I want to keep Chimera Shot on cooldown at all times. Chimera Shot is one of our biggest hitting spells. It's on a 9-second cooldown and it costs 35 focus. Every time this comes up, I should be using it, no matter what. Here's the problem. You have to keep enough focus to be able to use this at all times. So let's say I start the fight out and, I use some spells that really are heavily dependent on focus. And I just keep casting. Well, my Chimera shot, if it's up and I don't have enough focus, then I can't use it. So I'm going to want to make sure that I have enough focus to be able to use my Chimera shot at all times so it doesn't mess up my rotation. So it's more of a keeping your focus up to the levels for your abilities when they come up. And that's pretty much it. So your Chimera shot is something that you want to keep up on cooldown. Your aim shot is a focus dump. When you have too much focus and you're not casting anything, that's what you cast. And when you don't have enough focus to cast anything, that's when your steady shot comes in and gives you focus. Now, when the target goes below 35%, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using kill shot. Kill shot costs no focus, it's an instant ability, and you can cast 2 kill shots in a row, and it's on a 10-second cooldown. So once the boss goes to 35 or below, that's when I start adding in my kill shot to my rotation. So then I'm going to have 2 spells that are mandatory to keep on rotation at all times, which is my Chimera shot and my kill shot. Now, let's go ahead and add in Barrage or Glaive Toss, depending on what you choose. Now, this is a very heavy focus spell. It's going to take half of your focus to cast, but it's a very powerful spell. It's on a 20-second cooldown. Now, you can keep this on cooldown, which a lot of hunters do, or you can save this for a spot in the fight that is heavily AoE damaged, but it's very strong just with single target damage. If I cast this on my target, let me go close so hopefully I don't hit everything else. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to cast my Barrage, and you'll see it does a lot of damage very quickly. So this is a spell that, if you can, you'd like to be able to keep on cooldown also. So it's just trying to maintain all these spells. So let's say you start a boss fight. What exactly do I do? Because I just got all this information. It seems a little confusing if I haven't played the class. What do I do? First thing is I'm going to be here in front of the target. A lot of times, you're in a raid situation with a guild or maybe even a pug, you're going to get a DBM countdown, which is going to say 10, 9, 8, and all the way to 1. And on 1, that's when the pull happens. Now, what I like to do is I like to cast on 3 seconds. I like to pop a agility potion. The agility potion gives me 1000 agility for 25 seconds. The reason I like to cast it before the fight is because then I can use this potion twice. If I pop it before the fight, before the boss is hit, then I can use it a second time during a bloodlust phase or a phase that we really need a lot of damage to push or whatever it is. If you pop this when the boss is already hit, you can only use 1 potion. So that's why I like to hit it at 3 seconds. I hit it at 3 seconds, and then I immediately aim shot. And the reason I aim shot, because I don't have my force set, it's a 2.41 second cast. So I want to hit the boss right when the pull happens, and then I can start my rotation with my Chimera shot and everything, because Chimera shot's instant. If you have your force set, it's going to be a little bit different because you don't have to wait that time. So for me, that's what I like to do. We get down to the 3 second pull timer. I pot, aim shot, and then it starts. All right, so let's go ahead into the starting rotation for your pull. So what I like to do is I like to go Chimera shot, Stampede, pop my cooldowns, which our only cooldown is rapid fire, Barrage, and I want to cast aim shot as many times as possible. Because when we first pull, we're going, when I pop my rapid fire, I get a 50% crit chance to my aim shot and my my steady shot. So I want to be doing this. I want to be popping aim shot as much as I can. So I'm going to go here. We go Chimera shot. Here, I need a little bit of focus, and I'm going to be casting aim shot as much as possible whenever it's up. So I'm just spamming one, and continue and rinse and repeat, okay? So that's what I'm trying to do. So let's go over that again. Chimera shot, cooldowns, aim shot as many times as you can. When you need focus, steady shot. When Chimera shot comes up, Chimera shot, back to aim shot. Now that pretty much applies the duration of the fight until you hit the 35% mark. Now if you have trinkets and things like that, like I have a trinket that gives me my mirrors, you can also pop that. But just be aware where the placement of the boss is at that time, and you pop it, that's where the blades will be put. So let's say I put my blades for anybody that doesn't have the trinket yet, but they could get it eventually. When I pop my blades pop, and they'll continue to spin and do AoE damage to everybody in this target area. But let's say I blow all my cooldowns right here, and the boss moves them over here because this is the placement. Just give it a second before you pop your blades so your blades can be in the proper position. So that's pretty much it. If you're looking for traps, you can put your explosive trap down. A lot of times, let's say this is where the boss is and the tank pulls it here. I'll just put my trap here, and once they run over it, it's not a lot of damage, but you know, sometimes every bit of damage adds up. So hopefully this rotation guide helped you guys out. If you go into multiple targets, if you're going against, you know, like 6 targets or something, just substitute aim shot for multi-shot, and that's pretty much all it is. Alright guys, like I said, hopefully it helped you guys out a little bit. This is more of a beginner's guide on the spells and things, but if it did help you out, make sure to give it a like, share the video, do whatever you guys got to do, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Don't forget to subscribe.